Today, we're not just walking a distance, we are walking with a purpose. We're here to shatter the silence and break the stigma that surrounds mental well-being in our schools and in our communities. October 10th, that is today, is World Mental Health Day. We're gathered here today to say in one clear voice that mental health is just as important as physical health. We are honored to have with us Mrs. N.S. Nisha, Superintendent of Police of the Ooty District, to flag off the rally. Ma'am, your presence inspires us to continue our efforts with courage and responsibility.
அனைவருக்கும் காலை வணக்கம். இன்று நாம் எதற்காக பயணம் செய்கிறோம் அல்லது வெறும் பயணம் செய்கிறோமா என்பதல்ல, ஒரு உயர்ந்த நோக்கத்துடன் இந்த ஊர்வலத்தை நடத்துகிறோம். நாம் சமூகத்தின் மனநலனை சுற்றியுள்ள மௌனம் எனும் சுவர்களை உடைத்து தவறான எண்ணங்களை அழித்து ஒளியை பார்க்க வருகை தந்துள்ளோம். அக்டோபர் 10ஆம் தேதி உலக மனநலை தினம். இன்று நாம் அனைவரும் ஒன்று கூடி ஒரே தெளிவான குரலில் சொல்ல வருவது, மனநலம் உடல் நலத்திற்கு சமமானது மட்டுமல்லாமல் அதைவிட முக்கியமானது கூட.
I would now request ma'am to say a few words and address the gathering. Good morning, students.
First of all, I would like to state that it is a great initiative that all of you have come forward to raise awareness on this very less discussed topic. இப்போ சொன்ன மாதிரி நம்ம usually we give importance to physical well-being. We always talk about that, discuss about that. நம்ம வந்து mental well-being, நம்ம mental stability பற்றி பெருசாக பேசுறதில்லை. We don't discuss about that. நம்ம வந்து நீங்கள் as students நீங்கள் உங்களோடதான ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் லெவல்ஸ் இருக்கும். You would have your own stress levels. Working professionals அவங்களுக்கு வந்து வேறு மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் லெவல்ஸ் இருக்கும். நீங்கள் வந்து உங்கள் ஸ்டடீஸ், you are in a boarding school, you are away from your parents, so connecting with them and also fulfilling your study responsibilities. இது எல்லாத்தையும் மேனேஜ் பண்ணி கொண்டு போகிறது உங்களுக்கு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். For working professionals and ladies who have to commute and leave their children and attend to work and all, அவங்களுக்கு வேறு மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் லெவல்ஸ் இருக்கும். பேலன்சிங் ஒர்க் அண்ட் பர்சனல் லைஃப், ஒர்க் லைஃப் பேலன்ஸ் மேனேஜ் பண்ணி ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் லெவல்ஸ் மேனேஜ் பண்ணி டு அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் பஸ்டர் என்னன்றது லைஃப்பில் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு, வெதர் இட்ஸ் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் ஆர் மியூசிக் ஆர் ரீடிங் ஆர் நம்மளோட ஓன் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் பஸ்டர் என்னன்றது ஆர் ஹாப்பி ஸ்பேஸ் என்னன்றது கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கே நிறைய பேர் இட் வில் டேக் அ லைஃப் டைம். ஸோ பட் eventually that realization that wherever we are, in whichever state we are, it is always, if we ourselves should take initiative to keep our mental health stable and be ourselves happy. And the realization வர்றதுக்கு அப்போ தான் வந்து it is a holistic healthy நம்ம இருக்கோன்றது அப்போ தான் சொல்ல முடியும். It is a very grey area and we seldom discuss about it or think about it or try to find solutions about it. It is a very well appreciable initiative that as students of Lawrence School, you all have come forward to raise this awareness. All the best for your initiatives. Well done.
I will now request the Deputy Headmaster of our school to present the token of our appreciation. I request ma'am to flag off the rally.
Friends, the power of today's message comes not just from us, but from the leaders who stand with us. We are truly honored to have the highest representative of our district administration here, showing her commitment to the mental well-being of our students and citizens. It is my immense pleasure to invite our chief guest, the district collector, Ms. Lakshmi Bhavya Tanneru, to address us and share a message on this very important occasion.
Good morning, everyone. How are you feeling today? Good. So it's so wonderful to see so many bright faces here. Students from the Lawrence School, the Rex School, JSS, Cantonment CBSE School, Sister Alfonso and Woodside Schools walking together for such an important cause, that is the mental health. Now tell me, when we talk about health, what comes to your mind first? Food and exercise, sports. Yeah, very few say mental health, but that's very good. So we all think of a body when we say about health, running, eating right, staying fit. But how many of you think about your mind's health? Our mind also needs care, just like our body. Some days we feel happy, some days we are anxious, some days we are sad or upset. But that's completely normal, right? You can't be happy all the time. So the problem starts only when we feel that you need to hide your emotions, that you shouldn't be sharing it with somebody else. So let me tell you something important. Asking for help is never a weakness. It's actually one of the bravest things you can do. Whether you can talk to a teacher, your parents, your friends, or even expressing yourself by reading, writing, painting or drawing, expressing yourself is the first step of healing. So as you know, what else helps? And you know what else helps? Kindness. That is, you look around, you ask your friends, is he or she feeling okay that day? That is the first step towards this awareness also. And then something more which I want to talk to you about today is tolerance. You all study in schools where kids from different backgrounds, different cultures, different places come together to stay. Everybody are not the same. You should realize and acknowledge. If everybody is the same, it will be more of a herd rather than a community, right? So you should embrace the differences. That is what makes your school life so interesting and beautiful. Now before I conclude, I just want to say that as young minds, you're our future, and healthy mind is the foundation for a bright future. Let's make our schools, our homes and our community places where everyone feels safe to be themselves. So today's walk is just not about awareness. It's a promise to take care of yourself and also for each other. It's a reminder that every one of us help build a world where it's okay to talk about your feelings, where it's okay to ask for help, and where no one feels alone. So before we end, I want you to repeat after me. Will you repeat it? Yes. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to ask for help. And I'll be kind to others and to myself. So that's the spirit we want to take away from today. Thank you for walking with this cause, and thank you for reminding us that mental health matters every day and for everyone. Thank you.
For that truly inspiring message. To truly understand mental health, we need guidance from those who dedicate their lives to this field. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Poornajeet, the respected district hospital psychiatrist, to share his thoughts with us.
Respected district collector, madam, respected principal sir, other teachers, and my dear students. I'll make it very crisp and very short, and I'll try to make it as understandable as possible. I hope you people know what is the theme for today's mental health day. Anybody? I think you already answered it. We are talking about community. I don't think we are talking about community supporting well-being of mental health. Mental health well-being, okay? As a community, how do we support mental health? This is the theme given by the Ministry of Education in India, okay? But the theme, the World Mental Health Day is being observed on the 10th of October every year since 1992, okay? And this theme is actually put up by the World Health Organization together with the World Federation for Mental Health, alright? And the theme put up by them is actually slightly different. that is actually something about mental health in catastrophes and emergencies. Okay, mental health in catastrophes and emergencies. So again, we can actually connect both, where in catastrophes and emergencies, we all have to act together as a community. So it is pretty much the same. Okay. Now, on a lighter note, I thought I was the expert here, but ma'am put up wonderful points across. It's okay to be okay is a brilliant say. Okay, it's okay to say that I'm not okay is absolutely brilliant, because accepting that one has a problem is the key. Okay, is the key, because when we talk about community mental health, I mean, what is basically community? We are all part of the community. Okay, it is me, you, everybody. Okay, each individual all together makes up a community. And where does this actually start? It starts from us. Okay, me as an individual, and then me at my house, and then me at my workplace, or my neighboring, my surroundings, the people around my community, and then of course community at large. All right. So that is where, and one more thing that we need to understand is there is no relevance for myself if I don't relate myself to others around me. Okay, so that is where we need to understand the importance of community. I am somebody today because I'm able to relate myself to so many other people, all the people around here. Okay, that's what makes a community, okay, so strong. And just simple acts of, as ma'am already pointed out, that to have a healthy life, you have to follow a healthy lifestyle, say good food, okay, balanced diet, exercise and all that. Likewise, your mind also requires exercise and all that. And these things comes as small acts of kindness, okay, which can start from home. At home, rather than being judgmental towards your siblings, your parents, or whoever, or when it's at school, rather than being judgmental towards your friends, your colleagues, it's better to be kind to them, and not only being kind to them, to listen to them and ask them if they're doing all right. The first thing ma'am did today was to come here and ask you the first question. The first question that she did was, the first thing that she said was, are you doing good? Are you okay? That was the first thing. That is how she started. So that is a brilliant thing to do. I think you have to bring this up as a practice in your day-to-day life. Okay, just like how a person who's really concerned about physical fitness, good health, they make it a habit to exercise every day and eat healthy food. I mean, that is actually a habit. Likewise, to have a good mental health, you have to have certain habits. You have to form certain habits. These habits have to be, formed right from your school days. All right, and only then this can be. This can spread across different communities, different groups, and the community as a large. Now, one of the major aspects when it comes to mental health is the stigma attached to it. Okay, the stigma attached to it. Nobody, I wouldn't say nobody, many people would rather, prefer not to talk about their mental health whenever they have a problem about it. Okay, so this stigma has to be broken down. And how is that possible? It is only if we talk about it and we are willing to listen to other people about it. Okay, so listening to other people and talking to other people is very, very important, and it is the basic thing for us to build up a strong mental health. Okay. Let me just conclude by saying one thing, that is, I didn't have to look this up. This is not my saying, I just looked it up. Okay. We always have to choose empathy over indifference. All right. Secondly, kindness over judgment, and connection over isolation. Okay? Thank you very much, and have a beautiful year ahead.
At the Lord School Love Day, we believe in showing our gratitude to those who grace us with their wisdom and support. It is now my honor to invite our headmaster to present mementos to our distinguished guests, the district collector, Arunajit. And the Town Traffic Sub-Inspector, Mrs. Arun Kumar. Thank you for all of us who attended this rally. Refreshments will be passed out soon.